Do I have an EGA card? Let me think. Yeah, I do. Clearly those are not EGA graphics. Who doesn't love a good mystery? I know I do. About a year ago, I found a box full of random stuff, including some floppy disks, and lo and behold, some of the disks contained nothing interesting. But one disk contained something rather mysterious. This disk was labeled Dangerous Caverns, and it contained a dangerous game. Not really. It was a single-player, dungeon-crawling, arcade-type game where you try to descend as far as you can in the cavern as possible. From the README file. While wandering in the woods, you discover a curious door. You open the door and fall into a dungeon. See how deep you can survive. The intro starts out with a pleasant little PC speaker ditty. An intro screen. Impressive for some games at the time. You play as this guy. I'm not sure what his name is, but he's got a big smile on his face. And also, on the intro screen, you are introduced to all of the enemies. You have ghosts, blobs, snakes, and goblins, maybe. Not sure. I'm not sure exactly what they are, but the art is okay. It's not bad. It certainly could be better, though. Interestingly enough, even if you select EGA graphics, it's still going to give you the CGA intro. But, I mean, I guess that's what you get. It is freeware. The extra E, I assume, is for excitement, or maybe it's excrement. I haven't quite decided which one yet. The goal of the game is to survive as long as you possibly can. I made it to level 18, which is not too bad. Each level increases with difficulty as new enemies are added. As soon as you have about 10 enemies on screen, it becomes very difficult to survive. The object of the game is very simple. Get to the door and escape to the next level. But instead of just beelining for the door, you are tempted into picking up these little recharges for your magic wand. Did I mention you have a magic wand? Why, yes you do. The magic wand can be used to destroy blocks or enemies alike. But if you run out of magic, you can't use it anymore. It's kind of a generic run-of-the-mill late 80s PC game. It's fun enough for what it is, but what's so mysterious about it? So the disk I have, it read and I copied all the files off of it, but now it just gives me a read error. So it doesn't read anymore. So it's a good thing I copied the disk when I did, because now we actually have this backed up. So that's one thing. Make sure you don't just rely on old floppy disks for storage, because they are not necessarily reliable after 20-30 years. That's all fine and dandy, but what's all this stuff about a mystery? Well, Gumshoes, put on your mystery hat and come solve this mystery with me. This game came out in 1988. It was not a popular game. In fact, I can find no references at all to it ever. And you can tell that someone spent some time and effort to put into this game. It has decent graphics for the time. It supports 2 graphics mode even, and it has an intro screen. If this had been 1988 and I had this game, I probably would have played it a lot. Just because I didn't have a lot of software, and this one was free, with an extra E. I would probably have played it so much that my parents probably would have got annoyed with the intro music there. So my theory is that someone developed this game in his or her basement, and their company name, RBG Softworks, is their initials. So something like Ronald Billy Gardner, or perhaps RBG, Ruth Bader Ginsburg. That's it. This was probably a game developed by a Supreme Court justice. Actually, probably not. Either way, I could find no information on either this game, RBG Softworks, or anything about it. Let me know if you have any information about this game, because I'm really curious why it was never widely distributed. One curious thing I found about it is in the first level, if you play the EGA mode, the monster is green, but after that, he turns pink. I suspect that is because the CGA colors were loaded into the first monster because of the way that the graphics worked. He's also lacking detail, and his colors are all low numbers in the EGA palette. 1, 2, 3, something like that. Which suggests that they were actually a CGA model that was using the EGA colors and just didn't come out right when they actually did it. Probably just a mistake by the developer. But later in the game, the color is corrected and the sprite has more details. So the graphics for the EGA model for that sprite are there. This, coupled with the fact the intro screen was only in CGA, makes me think that the game was developed on a computer that had CGA graphics and not EGA, so they couldn't actually test the EGA graphics. And then they compiled it anyway and sent it out on its way, and hoped that it would work. And it mostly does. This is just a theory, but it is completely probable. Anyway, sleuths, I'm really curious about the origin of this game. I think that the person that made it probably did it so they could share it on BBSs with friends and other people, see if they could get it out there. There's no information about who made it or anything like that, so I don't think they were looking to get paid. They just tried to make it to share a game. And there was lots of games like that actually back in the day. But this one obviously wasn't picked up, so maybe it was just shared on disc with friends, and this one happened to get in that pile of discs. I don't know. Overall, it's a fun game, but it's still mysterious. Who is RBG? Why did he or she make this game? Did they make other games? Are there any other copies of this game floating out there? As mine is obviously a copy, it's not an original disc. Anyway, I do enjoy new games for old systems, and while this isn't a new game, it is definitely an unknown game, so it's new to me. If you want to experience this game, I'll leave a link down in the description so that you can download it and play it yourself. Thanks for watching, and leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you like this content.